Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikkiphillippi. To those of you that don't know me, hello and welcome to my bedroom. I don't know what that was. I make songs out of everything, and that's actually pretty appropriate for today's video because today I'm going to be doing a quick little favorites video to show you guys my 3 current favorite vinyl records. I have become pretty into records since about last Christmas because I actually have a manager here on YouTube that helps me out with all things business related on YouTube, and they actually gave me a record player and a couple of records for Christmas. And ever since then, something like snapped and I've just become obsessed. And you can see behind me in my videos that I film in front of a wall of records because I decided what I wanted to do, and I've already explained this in a video, but to those of you that don't know, is I wanted to put all of my records up on a wall like a piece of art, and I want to be choosy about the records that I have, and I only want to have records that I feel like, this is super like woo, but records that really like resonate with me on like that ooh level right now. And if things ever get to a point that it's like, oh, that used to kind of be my jam, but it just doesn't sit with me anymore, then I actually want to give them to you guys. So I will be randomly giving away records as time goes on because I feel like that's the coolest way to get rid of them, is to give them to you guys. So to those of you that are just now clicking onto my video or seeing all these videos I've been uploading lately, I'm actually doing series on my channel now, and I wanted to call this series like a Friday favorites, but I don't want to call it that. I want to call it something else, something really fun like Nikki's Nibbles, something cute. And so I've told you guys this is my last video. I'm actually taking ideas from you guys. So if you have any ideas for series names or what I should call this, leave it in the comments, tweet me, comment on Instagram, whatever. And if I pick your series name, I will definitely shout you out. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my 3 current favorite vinyls right now because I feel like that's just going to rotate based on where I am in my life. And these are the ones that are just like the most like, with me right now. First up, we have the album Rush. Now, if you don't know what Rush is a movie that was directed by Ron Howard, and it's a race car movie. It's actually about like Formula 1, or maybe it was like Formula 3 and then they worked up to Formula 1. I haven't seen it in a while, but I love this soundtrack. A big reason is because it's done by Hans Zimmer, and Hans Zimmer is a composer who composes music for different movies, and I have realized through looking at different movies and listening to different movies that I literally love Hans Zimmer. Like in my life, I have to see Hans Zimmer orchestrate an orchestra before I die because I don't think I've actually ever seen an orchestra live in real life, and I've become obsessed with like symphonies or symphonic music, if that's a word, and his stuff in particular I love, and he has some of the most moving music on this album. I think the one that I really love, what is it called? I actually don't know the name of the song, so that's pretty anticlimactic. I'll try to put it on the screen though, so like I'll look it up and put it on the screen. But it's so good, and Hans Zimmer does such an incredible job of really building his soundtrack. So they all, and I think this might just be the nature of a symphony, but I think he just does it so well. All of the songs are kind of peppered with the same kind of like clue, like it's building up to something, but you don't get that real like finish until like the song, but he builds everything up so well. And this is just a beautiful soundtrack if you haven't listened to it. And it's kind of random and cool because Dan, my husband, actually races cars. He doesn't race these kind of cars. He does NASCAR racing, but it's kind of cool for that too. And I like Ron Howard as a director. So, but just straight musically, Hans Zimmer, this is so good. So that is album number 1. Album number 2, it's funny because I wasn't gonna get this. Dan and I, like when I was ordering it, he's like, oh, don't order it, it's whatever. And then I was like, no, I'm freaking ordering it. And I'm so happy that I got it because it gave me what I hoped it was gonna give me, because I actually own all 3 of these movies. And I don't own like any movies because I kind of think a lot of the times it's pointless to own them because you could just like stream them from everywhere. But it's all the Back to the Future movies, and I bought the Back to the Future album, and guys, it is so good. I am such a huge Back to the Future fan. It is one of my all-time favorite movies, the whole trilogy. I think that they did such a brilliant job with the script, and like hearing the music is so, it's so well done. I'm getting chills right now because you listen to it and you're just thrown back like but like the slow version, you like the old like harmonica version. So I've been listening to this a lot lately. I love putting it on at night, hopping in the shower, hearing my record play. It's so good. Actually, random side note, I have loved Back to the Future for so long, and I didn't realize until I got older that like lots of people love Back to the Future. And it's kind of funny because LA Film School apparently teaches Back to the Future as like the perfect script, the trilogy, because they did such a great job in connecting everything. I love this vinyl so much. It's so good. All right, so my last favorite vinyl of the moment, and this has been my favorite vinyl for the last like 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. I love it so much. You know this if you follow me, and that is Inception. Okay, let me just tell you why I love this. First off, Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorite actors. I mean, really, who doesn't love Leonardo DiCaprio? I think he is so brilliant as an actor. Also, Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. I actually was telling my dad the other day, I was like, I wonder, I have a couple favorite directors, but he's like my favorite director. Although he's really neck and neck with Martin Scorsese, but I love him. I love him. And I told my dad, I was like, I wonder if I start stalking some of these people, if any of them would ever let me shadow them, like follow them on a movie set or something. Probably not, but I love them so much. And so I love it for that. The movie is incredible. I've seen the movie like 4, 5 times maybe, and every time I'm like, wow. I feel that way about Interstellar too. Like I've seen it a few times and every time I'm like, missed that the first time I saw it. So I just love him. And then of course, it's Hans Zimmer. So it's got like a whole little world of like all of my favorite people doing my favorite thing. And I just love it. And on this album, my favorite song is the finale, is what the whole symphony is building up to, and that is the song Time. And I know for a fact that when the day comes that I see Time played live in front of me with an orchestra, I'm gonna sob. Like I already told Dan, I'm like, be prepared, I'm gonna sob, just because there is something really overwhelmingly beautiful to me about a symphony in general, like people playing all these instruments in time at the same time. It's so beautiful, but this song is so, it's so moving to me. Dan and I have listened to it so many times on so many different sets of speakers. It's incredible. So yeah, that's it. They all happen to be movie soundtracks right now. It was hard to pick though. I did have some other albums that weren't movie soundtracks that I was like, should I put this in my top 3? But I was like, no, these are my favorite 3 right now. I love them and they sit with me, like they just resonate with my soul so much right now. So that is it, guys. I hope that you liked this video, and I'm wondering like how many of you guys are vinyl listeners, because I was having this conversation with my parents and my parents were like, I don't get it. I don't hear the difference. I don't know. They like really love having all of their music on their iPads, iPhones, all of that. And I do too, but for me, there is something more, is the word visceral? Like, it's like an experience when I listen to a record. And the fact that I can have a physical manifestation of the music that I love and the things that it represents to me is just so cool to me. So I wanna know, do you guys listen to records? Can you tell the difference? Do you have any favorite records right now? Do you have a big collection, small collection? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you have any ideas for this series name, cause I'm not quite sure. And on that note, I will see you on Monday with a new video, and I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. I love you, and that's it. Okay, bye!